There is a reason you're not getting hired for the jobs that you want, and it's an easy fix. I will share with you the common mistakes made that innocently sabotage you from getting the results you want. And at the end, I will give you a simple framework that's going to help you to easily not make these mistakes. I saw a post on social media that really tugged at my heart because the individual did something that I always tell my clients never to do. It's one of those things that can really stop you from getting a job, not just now, but in the future, especially if it becomes a habit. So let me give you the 5 things that I noticed. Problem number 1, please give me a chance. Here's the thing. When you're interviewing, companies are looking to hire competent, confident people who have the knowledge, skills, and the abilities to do the job. If you walk into an interview and you're begging for a job, that right there turns employers off. Now, I can go into a lot of details with this, but I'm not going to do that because at the end of the day, I'm going to make this very clear for you. You're dating, you're going out on a date. It's a first date. And the person that's meeting with you 30 minutes into the date, they're practically begging you to see them again or to go out with them again. Immediately, you're going to get turned off because in your mind, you're going to start thinking, what in the world is what is wrong with this person? So imagine the employer hearing you begging for a job. You come across as desperate. Do you really want the employer to see you as a desperate person, or would you rather the employer sees you as a confident, capable person with the knowledge, skills, and experience to get the job done? Problem number 2, let me show you my worth. First of all, you're in an interview right now. And this is what I always tell people. Your resume got you the interview. So clearly you're qualified for the job or they would not have called you. So now that you're there, all you have to do is close the deal. But if you start telling people, let me show you my worth, that's what the interview is for, to show why they should hire you and not someone else. How are you going to demonstrate to the employer that everyone else that comes after you and everyone who had came before you is not the ideal employee, but you? Once again, that's coming from a position of weakness. The interview is designed for you to demonstrate what you bring to the table. So at no point should you say, let me show you what I'm worth. If you have to say that statement, problem number 3, it is a difficult market. Now, first of all, I want to be very clear about this. Yes, for some people, it is always a difficult job market. Why? Because of the skills, knowledge, and experience that they have. It's pretty common, it's in demand, and there's a lot of competition. Now, with that being said, you also have instances where the economy is not doing good. But once again, not doing good for whom? Because when people are suffering, others are benefiting. So when you say it's a difficult market, it's a difficult job market, what you're saying is, oh, it's difficult for me. Why is it difficult for me? Because I don't have the skills that employers are looking for. So they're not picking me as the candidate to get hired. Or it can mean this, which is very simple. The people that you're competing against is just that much better than you. They have something you don't have. So you need to find out what that is. But this statement alone, it's too subjective. Okay, everybody at some point is going to have a difficult time finding a job at some point. But that doesn't mean it's a rough or tough or difficult job market. It just means 9 times out of 10, you need to upskill. Problem number 4. Let me explain why I am a good fit. I have a whole series on the 6 different types of fit. I'll link to that in the description. But when you have to make this statement, there's a disconnect. Now, let me help you with this disconnect. There was a time when looking for work, you can tell people and they believed you. We're in the show me time. Actually, we've been there for 20 years. If you didn't know that, and it's the first time you're realizing it, bless your heart. We've been there for 20 years. I can prove it. I get to that in another video. So if we're in the show me stage, then you telling someone that you're good is irrelevant. They need to see that you're good. That's why a lot of these online applications have assessments. Okay. You have virtual job tryouts. They even invite you in for a day to see, watch this, if you're a good fit for the company and if this job is the job that you want. So it's not just telling someone that you're good. They need to see that you're good. So stop trying to convince people verbally that you're the best candidate. Yes, you have to tell your story, but what is it that you have done that can demonstrate that you're the best person for the job? Now that ties into problem number 5. Don't ghost me or say there is a higher qualified person. Here's the thing. I said in the beginning, when you beg for a job, you come across as someone who is desperate. Now, this statement about ghosting me and you telling me there's people higher qualified than me, now your emotions are getting involved. Business is not about emotions. It's just dollars and cents. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand that, probably don't believe it, and you hear me say it. It is. There really should not be any emotions or feelings involved in business. It's a lot of it is transactional. You are paid to do a job. You are paid to get results. And depending on where you work, they're going to track you. You're going to have metrics. You're going to have KPIs. There's a whole lot of stuff that's being tracked. And if you're not producing, if your productivity is down, no one cares how you feel. They just want the results. Yes, there are people who will be better qualified than you. Yes, you're not going to get every job you go for. But the best thing you can do is your best. That's it. So what you don't get the job? Let me get to my simple framework that I promised you. You interview for a job, you do your best, and you follow up. You're going to interview for another job. You do your best, you follow up. You go interview for another job. You do your best, you follow up. You see how simple that is? Is that complicated? Here's the problem. You're going to get emotionally attached to a job that you do not already have. You're going to be planning the money and you're going to be just thinking about stuff. Stop. You didn't get the job yet. Stop the planning. You interviewed, you did your best, you followed up. Next. That's all you can do. And you have to keep interviewing. If you are offered a job, you keep interviewing until you start that job. Once you get your job, you should still be interviewing. Yes, sending out your resume every 3 to 6 months. I would say every 3 months personally. Why? Because you want to see if what you possess is still marketable. Do employers see value in you? And if they contact you, you have something of value. So what that does, it strokes your ego. It lets you know you're in demand, even though you have a job that you like. But if, God forbid, you lost your job, guess what? Your resume's been tested. You know people want you. And so it won't be too much stress on you looking for another job. Plus, you never know what opportunities will present themselves. Now, if you forget everything I said, I hope you remember this. Companies do not care about you until they see how they can benefit from you. As long as you understand that and you show companies how they can benefit from you, and you don't make silly mistakes by begging for a job, getting emotional because you didn't get the job, that stuff is irrelevant. All you can do is interview, do your best, follow up, and keep it moving. Like I said earlier, either you're going to show them they should hire you, or you can tell them they should hire you.